begun months ago to dress the girls to look younger than they were. When she realized what her protective instinct had led her to do, she put careful effort into maintaining the fiction. So far it had been easy, because both girls were small for their age. She kept Jackie's hair in a tight little girl braid, and the hems of her worn dresses shorter than the more dignified length that her age normally deserved. Last night, Claude had affirmed her unvoiced worry. Looking at the girls after they were asleep, he'd whispered, "They are so beautiful. There are men, no, beasts, who like children. Pray we win this war before our girls invite attention." With a shudder, Giselle had interrupted him. "Don't even say it," she whispered, pulling him by the hand to the front room. To her shame, she had burst into tears. Claude held her in his arms while she cried against his shirt. "I hate them! I hate them!" His arms tightened around her, but he didn't speak. When she regained control, he kissed her, and she felt his cheeks as wet as her own. Regret over her emotional lapse formed a tight lump in her chest. "I'm sorry. You have enough to take care of without having a weeping woman on your hands." "Don't say that. You and the girls are my life. I fight for you. If only I could be sure you will be safe." "We will be. If there's a God in heaven, we will be." "Yes, God." He sighed, and she knew what he meant. His Jewish parents had been hauled away in a boxcar to only God knew where, and yet she knew he kept praying, hoping they were still alive and safe somewhere. She prayed for them, too. Mother and Father Rose had welcomed her, a Gentile, into their family with kindly affection. When Pétain, an elderly French general the Nazis had selected to rule under them, had announced that all Jews must register, in the same loving way Father Rose had insisted that Claude take Giselle and the girls to a large city where they could lose their identity, even though it meant they would not see them for the duration of the war. Giselle prayed daily for Claude's parents and for his young sister. She also prayed that his changed surname from Rose to Munier and his forged papers would continue to protect him. They had moved to Lyon with the falsified documents in time to avoid the registration of Jews. With those papers, he had easily acquired his job of repairing the runways of the Bron airport. As everywhere in France, the pay was low, and like everyone else, he worked long hours and took care not to draw attention to himself. With his arms still around her, and his chin resting against the top of her head, she couldn't see Claude's face when he revealed a growing danger. "I just learned that yesterday 5 resistants in Avignon were betrayed by one of our own countrymen who collaborated with the Nazis." "Oh, no!" "It's time to send the girls to the Levesque's farm." He let go of her and stepped back, keeping his hands firm on her arms. His steady gaze seemed to command her to stay strong. "It's best for them. They'll be all right." She nodded, not trusting herself to speak. He had turned away then and raked back his thick black hair from his forehead with his fingers, as he always did when he was thinking. "With the invasion surely coming soon, the Gestapo and that puppet Pétain will work harder than ever to stop us. I hate to think so, but we may already have a traitor in our réseau. Lately a few confidences have made me uneasy. I've asked Martin to go and make sure the Levesques can take Jackie and Angie." Yvette Levesque was her mother's cousin. Before the occupation shut off communication with her mother and father in Paris, her mother had arranged for Giselle and Claude to hide at the farm with Yvette and her husband Émile. She and Claude had chosen instead to save the farm as a safe hiding place for the children if the need arose. Now it was time. "Yes, good." Giselle bit her lip to stop it trembling and to hold back a cry of, "It's not good. Nothing is good under the Nazis." Her rage and hatred of them had always given her strength to do whatever was necessary. and so with the safety of her children at stake, she would take this next painful step. Émile and Yvette Lévesque lived in the hills west of Lyon. Although she hadn't seen them since the beginning of the occupation, she trusted them utterly to care for the girls as if they were their own. As Giselle led the girls up Avenue Berthold, across from the column-lined courtyard of the Terminus Hotel, now the Gestapo headquarters, she glanced down at their innocent profiles. Dread for them became a physical weight in her chest. No wonder people talked of the heartbreaking. If she and Claude were arrested and the children taken, she couldn't allow herself to imagine that. The girls must leave us. But what will the separation do to them? How will they change before I see them again? Oh, how can I let them go? She struggled against tears the children must never see. Oh, Maman! Look at the little dog! Angie exclaimed. From the side street, a thin, grey-haired woman walking a shaggy terrier approached. Not many people could still afford the luxury of pets. The woman smiled at the girls, so Giselle turned the corner onto the lesser street to let them pet the dog. My petite Francine, she requires not much food, the woman said. And she is all I have left to care for. My husband, God give him rest, died soon after the occupation. She glanced nervously over Giselle's shoulder toward the Gestapo headquarters, and then relaxed a little. I'm glad you have Francine, Giselle said. Thank you for letting my children pet her. They've been wishing for a puppy of their own. Ah, it is so hard for the children. She smiled at Angie. After the war, little one, all will be better. Again she peered beyond Giselle at the square grey building with its constant traffic of green and grey uniformed soldiers. This time she moved to leave. A good day to you, madame. Good day to you, madame. They had never met before and probably never would meet again, but they had cautiously brightened each other's day. And this is how it is all over France. People afraid to speak freely, yet our spirits stay strong. Pride in her heritage brought tears to Giselle's eyes again. We will win. We will do whatever we have to do to win. And so will our children. She drew in a deep breath. Come, girls, let's go home. Now, out of sight of the Gestapo headquarters, she strode along with her head high, slapping her sabots against the sidewalk with each step as if she were a schoolgirl again. Her hair slipped free from its clumsy bun and bounced onto her shoulders. The girls laughed and skipped beside her, tapping out a counter-rhythm with their flying feet. Giselle quietly closed the apartment door behind Martin and hurried to the window to watch him leave the building. From behind the curtain, she saw him stride to the sidewalk and on down the street. No one stopped him. No one followed him. As the afternoon sun flashed briefly on the River Saône, he crossed the bridge and disappeared into a narrow street on the other side. Slowly, Giselle let her breath out. The girls, playing in their bedroom, had not heard him come and now gave no sign of hearing him leave. The less they saw, the better. He had confirmed that the Lévesques were ready to take in Jacques and Angie. Martin would be the only one besides her and Claude to know the location of the children's sanctuary. And Jenny, of course. Long ago she had sent a message to Jenny in case she and Claude did not survive the war. Giselle lingered at the window, thinking about her cousin so far away, yet always so near in her memory. Although Jenny had not met the Lévesques, she would remember much about the western hills where the farm was located. When Jenny was 10, Giselle had persuaded her Uncle Al to bring her to Lyon for the summer. Jenny had blossomed. But the next summer, when Giselle went to Oregon, Jenny seemed quieter than ever. Too introspective for her age. It had taken Giselle 2 more years to prevail upon Uncle Al to let Jenny come to Lyon again. Finally, the summer Jenny was 14, He agreed and let her stay for the whole school year.